Hello, thank you for joining us for our first town hall meeting from Simon Says Give. We wanted to take an opportunity just to share where we're at and what we're doing. And we are recording this call so that we can share it out to our donors, our supporters, and our fans and those that we serve. So we just want to thank you. Today is November 8th, an important day. Many are not on this webinar because they're out voting, we hope. But again, we just wanted a chance to kind of walk through some things where we're at. My name is Dina Simon, and in a moment, Mandi Simon will be joining us as well. And we just wanted a chance to, again, go through kind of where we're at, some of our history, and where we're headed in the future in 2017, which is around the corner. So we're calling this our town hall meeting, and we'll share with you that we had a celebration last week called the Legacy Awards. And our Legacy Awards was something that we did in the Twin Cities area to celebrate our donors that have donated $10,000 up to $100,000 to us so far since we started in 2012. And so we recognize those legacy donors, and we wanted to celebrate them, share with them where we're headed, and we want to share a little bit with that information to you today. So we're going to get moving and work through this. So we wanted to just acknowledge that our Simon Says Give team is who is the power behind what we get to do on a regular basis. We have our adult board, which is definitely a working board. We have many adults that are in the organization on a regular basis, supporting the kids that are in their leadership roles. During the winter, kids are in school, and our adult board needs to step in a different capacity. We also wanted to share that we have a couple open board role positions. We believe that in the very near future, we will fill our KID president for the Minnesota chapter for our Minnesota entity. We have an opening for our KID president, and we've got some candidates that will then work with our current KID president in a transition period of time. For our adult board members, we are looking for a director to fill our development seat. So that is something that is out there that we'd love for people to know about. Certainly, we'd love somebody in Minnesota, but we are not opposed to somebody who is outside of Minnesota. And then committee members. We definitely need committee members, and the two areas that we need the most help would be on our marketing committee, and then also within our volunteer committee. So anybody that's interested in getting involved, really that also can be those marketing and volunteer committees can be high school students, college students, up to adults that have some time and talent that would like to get involved. So that's a little bit about our Simon Says Give team here in Minnesota that is supporting the organization at large. So we'd like to share with you the 4 pillars of Simon Says Give. We have 4 areas that we operate on a regular basis, and that would be birthday celebrations, and we'll talk about each of these in a moment in greater detail. But our birthdays, our High Five for Supplies, which is our summer backpack supply drive, and then chapter passion projects, which must mean that we have chapters that we have grown. And then really youth leadership is a core of what has happened under Simon Says Give. So I'm going to talk for a second about birthday celebrations, and then I'm going to actually turn it over to Mandi so she can add in as well. So we started Simon Says Give by providing birthday celebrations to kids in need. And in that, we have supported 919 kids since we started in 2012. And we've done that through Birthdays in a Box and hosted birthdays. And Mandi, do you want me to talk about birthdays and then you can talk about High Five?
Sure.
Okay. So on birthdays, we're going to talk about the difference between hosted birthday celebrations and our birthdays in a box. Our hosted birthdays is where we partner with a family to celebrate their child. And we do that a lot at a community center, a YMCA, things of that nature, or even, at their home. And we support them behind the scenes to have a birthday. So who's photographed here is very important to who we are and our history. So on the left-hand side is a picture of Ben. This was our very first birthday that we celebrated in April of 2012. And on the right-hand side is pictured Ben and Mandi. And Ben and his family have moved to Atlanta a couple years ago, and we've definitely stayed connected, and we love this family. And it's an example of the things that have impacted our lives within Simon Says Give in ways that we never knew possible. So Ben and his family were back from Atlanta this summer to see family, and we got a phone call that they wanted to come see us and spend time with us. So we don't want to just celebrate a birthday and lose track of our kids. We want to stay, engaged with them as much as possible. And so we love that Ben and his family came to see us, and we do stay very connected to him and his family on a regular basis. So that's a hosted birthday party at a community center where Ben was able to bring his family and his friends, and actually had people that drove hours to come celebrate with him. Then we have what we call our birthdays in a box. And our birthdays in a box is about 80% right now of what we are doing from an impact perspective. And our birthdays in a box, what we do there is parents, we work with them one-to-one. A parent may say, hey, we're doing a birthday party in a park, or we're doing it at our house, or we're doing it at a bowling alley. We already have it set up, but we just need help and support. So a birthday in a box has a gift in need, a gift for fun, the goodie bags, cake mix frosting, decorations, plates and napkins, and everything that we would need to support a birthday celebration. A lot of the birthdays in a box go to homeless shelters. So we work with homeless shelters all throughout the Twin Cities, and we work with them to try to still very much personalize the birthday in a box with a gift in need and a gift for fun specific to what that child would be looking for. This is a great way for corporations to get involved in giving back. So the picture is an example of a company that very beautifully supported 8 children that were on our docket to be supported in the month of, I think it was the month of October. And so we had 8 children. We knew what ages they were, what their gift in need was, their gift for fun was. And the company went and purchased the things and put these beautiful boxes together. And then we deliver them. We love for our corporate partners also to be involved in that if possible, but we deliver them to the parents, and then the parents are able to celebrate their child. And it's just a very meaningful way for our corporate partners to get involved. So that's a little bit about our birthdays, and I'm going to turn it over to Mandi so she can talk a little bit about what we're doing with High Five for Supplies and where we started and where we're at today. So hold on just a minute.
Okay, so High Five for Supplies is a backpack and school supplies drive, like my mom mentioned a bit earlier. So, over the past, I think it's 5 years now, we have celebrated 17,511 kids with backpacks and school supplies. These are our statistics. Sorry, it's been a long day of over the past 5 years of backpacks from 2012 to 2016. And this past year, our goal was 10,000 backpacks fully loaded with school supplies, and we got very close to that goal with 8,165 backpacks. So High Five for Supplies next year is going to be August 3rd through the 6th. It's at St. Thomas Academy again. So August 3rd and 4th are corporate team days. August 5th is a public day, and August 6th is a limited staff. And what that means is we're just going to make sure that we have to keep turning away people on the last day, which we don't want to do because we just love having so many people volunteer, and we love having that issue. But we just want to make sure that we're giving some other people opportunities to volunteer that maybe haven't in the past few years. And then you can also sign up for that on our website. Chapter passion projects. So just kind of a rule for all of our chapters is that they must support birthday celebrations. And that can be in any way that they want to, through hosted or through birthdays in a box. They can maybe create a new way to do that. But that's just kind of a ground rule for us. But also with that, they can choose to support High Five for Supplies, or they can do a chapter passion project. So a chapter passion project is something that, so for example, in both of our two chapters, they have companies or businesses that are, or nonprofits that are doing something similar to High Five for Supplies. So they decided, both on their own, to support hunger. This is our Sioux Falls team, and this is Simon. And so they're both doing hunger, but like separately in their own communities and working on it to see like best practices and all that kind of stuff.
Just thought that's our new chapter.
This is our newest chapter. Youth leadership development, kids celebrating kids. So our mission is to help the next generation of leaders to be unstoppable. And what that really means is to give the next generation of leaders, or the youth in our world, opportunities to be unstoppable. Everybody is unstoppable. They just have to find a way that they can be unstoppable, like resources and things like that. So that's what Simon Says Give youth leadership development piece does. So these are our adult mentors. Maggie Judge is the Minnesota chapter for the Kid Advisory Board and mentor to other chapters. Susan Berry is overseeing the Sioux Falls, South Dakota chapter for the Kid Advisory Board, and Jim Eber is overseeing the Worcester, Massachusetts chapter for the Kid Advisory Board. Chapter presidents. Chapter president, we have, so Simon is the chapter president for Worcester, Nolan is the chapter president for Sioux Falls, and Claire currently is the chapter president for Minnesota. So Kid Advisory Board opportunities and experiences. Really, opportunities and experiences are unlimited. There's so many great opportunities. We had an opportunity that both the Sioux Falls team and the Minnesota team could be at We Day. That was an amazing opportunity and experience, both that I've heard amazing things from our teams, and I got a chance to speak, which was really amazing, and just to like meet new people was awesome too. And that's an amazing opportunity for the Kid Advisory Board, just to see like the other youth, but that are doing what they are in their own way. Volunteer opportunities where kids of all ages can engage. Volunteer opportunities are, again, unlimited. We have every second Saturday, in our office, we have a volunteer day that you can sign up on our website for. And the volunteer opportunities go from backpacks towards the summertime and kind of end of summer to birthdays and writing letters and thank you notes and all those kind of things. And same with the internship opportunities. They're kind of like volunteer opportunities, but they're more in depth and over a longer period of time. And then speaking opportunities, I mean, we have a ton of speaking opportunities all the time. I think we have at least one a month, so pretty much anyone can get involved with it. This is We Day. This is a picture from us at We Day. I mean, this was a great experience that I've heard from all of our kids, and We Day is really a day where they give
Kids motivation speakers.
no, what's the name? Free the Children?
Oh, Free the Children. Yep.
Free the Children. Sorry, I had a blank in my mind. Free the Children helps put on We Day. And We Day is where they go to major things. Like here it was at the XL Energy Center, which I think holds a ton of people, like thousands of people. And so it's really just a day where kids who are doing amazing things in their communities get to come and have fun and listen to motivational speakers and singers and it's just a really an amazing opportunity for them, and I was lucky enough to speak there. So this is a picture after our team got to go on stage and be recognized, which was also amazing. Jefferson Awards Foundation. So we have an amazing partnership with them through all of their 3 pillars, and the 3 pillars are Students in Action, Lead 360 Projects, and the Globe Changer. Community involvement. This is a picture of Claire, Patrick, and I at a parade. Community involvement really doesn't have an end. It can be anything, and it's always super fun. Do you want to? Okay. My mom wants the little headset that we have back.
Well, and Mandi, you can talk as we go through things too, but I want to talk
really close to you.
Yes, exactly. So I do want to talk about our legacy awards just because I think it's important for us to recognize our donors. And so we have so many donors that have donated, whether it be $20, $50, $100. We love every donation. And what you're going to learn from us is we have been running really lean and mean. We are 98% all volunteer. So I'm 100% volunteer to the organization. So is Mandi. So is Maggie. So are the leaders that we've talked about. We have a part-time administrative assistant that we don't know what we would do without, that we do have on payroll. But outside of that, we're all 100% volunteer. We have really low overhead. Therefore, for every dollar that you give us, 92 cents goes directly back to the hands of the kids that we serve through birthday parties, through our backpacks and school supplies, through some of those youth leadership opportunities and different ways that our youth are impacting kids, whether it be hunger projects or other projects that is getting back into the hands of kids. So since we started in 2011 is when Mandi came up with this crazy thing called Simon Says Give. April 2012 is our birthday, but since we started in 2011-12, we have impacted 27 and 56,000 children. So that's a huge number that we've supported. Most of those kids are in the state of Minnesota that are in that number. As our Sioux Falls chapter is growing huge and starting to impact, we'll start to share some of those numbers of impact that they're making in their community by themselves. And for our Massachusetts chapter in the Worcester area, as we're sharing those stories and how we're getting them started and impact, we'll share those numbers too. But we're super excited to share those numbers. We couldn't do it without those that have donated time, talent, volunteer dollars. So the first person that we recognized was Jim Johnson and Express Employment Professionals, the Edina and Egan office. Jim has partnered with us for the last 4 or 5 years through our High Five for Supplies program in getting donation boxes out to customers. Customers get them back to Express. Express brings them back to us for High Five for Supplies. Jim coined the term High Five for Supplies with us, and we call him our founding partner in High Five for Supplies. And he hires a staff member during the summer that is working on the Simon Says Give the entire summer. So his cash donations, as well as the donations in kind and donations in services, have equaled greater than $100,000 worth of value to our organization. So he was the first Legacy Award winner that we recognized. The second one is Alaris Mortgage. For the last 3 years, we've received a very large check from Alaris Mortgage in the month of June that goes into our High Five for Supplies program. We received our first check was $20,000 the first year. Second year it was $40,000, and this year we received a $50,000 check. Every single penny of those Alaris mortgage dollars goes absolutely into our purchases of backpacks and school supplies. So we couldn't do High Five for Supplies and hit those numbers without Alaris Mortgage. Innovative Office Solutions has partnered with us in innovative, creative ways, and we love that partnership. We have partnered with them over the last 2 to 3 years. They have supplied us with drivers during High Five for Supplies that have gone to pick up boxes, stored things for us, magically brought them to High Five for Supplies. So there's been a ton of time and labor and volunteer and donations of backpacks and school supplies as far as those donations. During our Legacy Legacy Award celebration. The awards, the beautiful awards that we handed out, actually were sponsored by Innovative Office Solutions. So they had the IN logo on them. We love our partnership with them. They're always finding creative ways to partner with us. And their contribution is at a $30,000 level over the last few years combined. And then we have some individual families and donors. Mark and Cheryl Tassler, who are dear friends of ours, have partnered with us every year with a donation, and their donations have equaled $10,000 or greater over the last few years. So without Mark and Cheryl's true building of legacy and helping us build this foundation, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So we love that they leaned in and have supported us from the very beginning. TCF Bank is another corporate sponsor that has given us cash, but then they've also given us support in their 99 branches and Cub locations. The Cub food stores in Minnesota have been our Dropbox locations where the public is able to go in and donate backpacks and school supplies. So we've loved our TCF relationship. We expect that just to continue to grow by leaps and bounds. We have a TCF member of the senior leadership team that has joined our board. He brought us to the Denver, Colorado market this year. So we see much expansion and continued partnership with TCF and just love that they're partnered with us. VerSeek is a staffing and executive search firm here in town that has partnered with us again from the very beginning, leaning in with volunteer time at all of our High Five for Supplies. We've done a fashion show the last couple years, and all of the models, for the most part, have come from VerSeek. And there's always been a consistent donation in cash. And so they're at the $15,000 donation mark for the last few years. And we just love that when we call upon them, they're always there to support us and just a huge strategic partner to us. The Deluxe Corporation leaned in very early on. Julie Loosbrock heard about our organization and partnered with us and helped us with our first 100 birthdays in a box that the Deluxe Corporation did a give back with their families involved, and it was just a fantastic opportunity to partner with them. And then a few years later, they helped us with a national design contest and gave us 10,000 notebooks to put into our backpacks. They've always been there as a printing partner, volunteerism, and they already have 10,000 folders and 300 three-ring binders in storage for us for High Five for Supplies next year. So we love our partnership with Deluxe and just can't thank them enough. And the value of that has been $15,000 or greater. Amazing people have come into our world. Glenn Keeker is somebody who found us 2 years ago when he said, "Hey, I've got a group of people that want to volunteer for High Five for Supplies. Tell me more." So Glenn personally, through his philanthropic organizations that he's a part of, has pushed over $10,000 in donations to us in really just a little bit over a year. So we love Glenn. We honored Glenn with a Legacy Award. We also have coined Glenn as our first ambassador. He has business cards, he has marketing materials, and he's always out speaking on Simon Says Give our behalf and trying to share with people what's going on in our world. Dee Dee Pinnock was an executive assistant that I worked with back at Express Employment Professionals headquarters. And Dee Dee, too early in life, lost her husband. And when he passed, he said, "Hey, I want you to do something meaningful with some of the money that you're going to be left to do something with. Love what's happening within Simon Says Give." So Larry Pinnock, in his honor and on his behalf, Dee Dee sent us a check for $10,000. And so she also received a Legacy Award for that donation. And just love that we can continue to take every single penny of that donation and do great work through others in Larry's name and in honor of our relationship with Dee Dee. Michelle and Tom Schlehuber are great friends of ours here in town, and they have always stepped up throughout the years to help provide donations, whether it be for our fashion show, whether it be for some of our youth leadership aspects, but they also are a family that is at the $10,000 donation mark or higher. Express Employment Professionals headquarters, also from an extension of Jim Johnson wrote an impact grant application for us, and we received, that was our first large large donation check actually that we received prior to our Alaris mortgage checks. And so we received a $10,000 donation from Express headquarters, and we thank them for their ability to partner with us to create impact. We then honored two special people with something that we are now calling our Jackie Award. And so we have a special person in our life that stepped in first to write us our very first donation check. Jackie Fiegel was a friend and client of mine who was in town in the Twin Cities area when we were just barely talking about Simon Says Give, but we were excited about it. And when I dropped her off at the hotel, she gave me a check, and it was made out to Simon Says Give. And I said, Jackie, I can't take this check. Like, we haven't done anything yet. We don't have a formal name. We don't have a bank account. She said, you will take the check because it's going to make you go and do this. And I want you to go do this. So we have honored Jackie Fiegel with the Jackie Award, and we were super excited to share with Jackie. She has the first Jackie Award in her name. And we thank her for being our founding donor, our very first donor. And then we're taking that Jackie Award and we're presenting it to others that lean in to be our first strategic partner, just people that lean in and we feel they deserve a Jackie Award. And so we honored our friends at Irish Titan, Darren Lynch, with a Jackie Award. Darren was the first strategic partner very early on as we were talking about things to help us build our website. So he and his team worked with Mandi on creating our website, and we are very passionate and love the design of our website. If you look at our website, there's little things that actually came from drawings of Mandi's when she was 8 years old, and she was just thinking about this organization. So we have honored our first award, our first Jackie Award that didn't go to the founder of the Jackie Award, to Irish Titan. So we wanted to share just some upcoming events and things still for 2016 and then into 2017. And then Mandi, I'll let you talk a little bit too in a second about some of these, but I'll go through this first slide. So next week here in the Twin Cities, we have an event called Conversations at the Tap. Minnesota Monthly is providing the community with a panel, and I'm on the panel to talk about these amazing youth and how they're leaning in to not just only give of their dollars, but also time and talent and what that looks like. In the state of Minnesota on November 17th, we're all fighting for dollars. There's something called Give to the Max Day, and there's golden tickets for nonprofits that are participating, and so it's a big giving day for us. On a national basis, November 29th is what's called Giving Tuesday, just reminding people that we're in the giving season and to give to the nonprofits that we're passionate about. So Simon Says Give on a national basis, our chapters as well will be involved in Giving Tuesday. So next year, 2017, big year for us. It will be our 5th birthday on April 13th. We don't know how we're going to celebrate it yet, but we're going to celebrate it somehow. And then May 17th through June 30th. This is in the Twin Cities, but it can be a national program where people participate. And we had national donors that did last year. It's a competition on a smaller basis. There were about 30 nonprofits that were part of the Give Twin Cities Challenge last year. And we came in second place, and we brought in over $40,000 worth of donations.
I also just wanted to say that there might have only been like 30 to 40 nonprofits, but they were big nonprofits like the American Red Cross, American
Cancer Society.
I mean, there's just giant names, and to be a ground roots effort nonprofit to be competing against these people and to get second place was really amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. So look for more on that. We're super excited to participate again next year in that. We talked about High Five for Supplies. We've got our dates. And then we are going to have our first gala in next year. So to celebrate our 5th birthday, we're going to have a gala on October 28th, which is kind of downtime for us because we're done with High Five for Supplies. And what is October 28th on the calendar? Do you remember?
October 28th is National Make a Difference Day. I also want to say, for any of you that like really know me, I will be wearing a gala dress.
Mandy,
I was gonna
Mandy's,
say I might say it, otherwise I'm gonna get like a ton of emails saying
Yes.
like, "Are you gonna wear your gala dress?"
yes, Mandy has a gala dress that she got to wear a few times this year. I don't think that same gala dress would fit you probably a year from now, but
No.
nope. So it's going to be a great time for Mandy, for our kids to get dressed up, to give out awards. Our kids have something special that they're working on this entire year leading up to that, so we're very excited about it. And then certainly Give to the Max Day again, and then Giving Tuesday. And so I'm going to have Mandy talk a little bit more about the next two things. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Oh, okay. You just like shove it on my head. Okay, so Simon Says Give turns 5 on April 13th. Yay! In 2007. April 13th marks the 5th anniversary of when we celebrated Ben, our first birthday boy. I believe you talked about that earlier, right?
I did.
Yeah, okay. And then all year in 2017, we were asking people to pledge their birthday to support our birthday funds. So that means like if you get presents you don't really want, you can go ahead and donate those to a birthday child. Or you can also ask for money and then you can also donate that. I mean, there's so many different ways to do that. Um, Secondly, the MOA, the Mall of America, turns 25 on August 11th in 2017. And I'm super excited about this. So the Mall of America would love to work with Simon Says Give to do something around this time next year, around August or before. Um, so they challenged us to think big. And I know all of you are probably going, well, we do think big, like really big. But that's what they want. They want us to think big. And it was really funny. Dina, my mom, um, she was like, "Are you sure you want us to think big? Because I don't really think you know like how big we can really think." And they they were like, "Oh yes, think big, like 25,000 something." They would love to do something around like a birthday bash or anything sort of like around birthdays. We'll probably ask him about high five, but who knows? They'd love to get all the stores involved, which would be amazing. And just with this whole think big thing, um, questions like what's the world's largest birthday celebration, and like every day for a month could they celebrate 25 kids per day, like would that be too many? Well, they told us to think big, so no. So we do have a think tank. I do not know the specific date of that, but I'm sure you'll.
Yeah, but anybody that's interested in being part of our Thinking Big and sponsors and people that would want to be involved in that, just to connect with us.
Because you all know we love to think big here, Simon Says Give. Um, Birthday. Okay, this is our fundraising and development goals. Birthday celebration goals. 300 for the year. $150 per birthday is $45,000 for 300 birthdays. Um, and then High Five for Supplies goal, 10,000 backpacks fully loaded with school supplies. And we can purchase those at $50 per backpack, like with the supplies inside of it, which would be $500,000, which is a really amazing price for really nice quality backpacks with the school supplies. Youth development goal. We would love to have our youth team go on a retreat just to get to know each other a little better. And then funding for Maggie to have an intern, because we do love Maggie so much, but she doesn't always have a ton of time to give us. And we're acknowledging that, and we're just trying to get the means to have an intern so we could help her out a little bit so we can get more chunks of Maggie and uh, chunks of, yeah.
Overtime. Yep.
Overtime, yeah. Okay, there we go. Operational funding goal. We would love to have an executive director in 2017. And I think we're working on that right now. We have something big planned because we like to think big. Well, like, okay, okay, fine. I'll keep going. Milena's salary and interns that we need to pay. Rent is $300 a month, and just general operating funds. Other ways to contribute: Thrivent choice dollars. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are a member of Thrivent, then you get a certain number of choice dollars that can go to your team. Okay, you're nodding, so that looks good.
Yeah. So choice dollars aren't necessarily to your team, but if you're a Thrivent member, you have choice dollars, and you can designate your choice dollars to Simon Says Give, and then the action teams is something
those
separate.
are two different things. I was getting those mixed up.
Sure.
I thought they were like the same thing. That happens a lot in my brain. So if you are a Thrivent Action Team, those people get $250 to $500 a year per Thrivent member. So like each individual member inside of the team gets that much money per year. Well, like they give it to Simon Says Give. Like, okay, you understand what I mean. Amazon Smile. So we are an Amazon Smile nonprofit. I was gonna say team. And so that means if you go on like Amazon, you can just do Amazon Smile instead of just Amazon, and that means part of your what you buy proceeds will go back to Simon Says Give. United Way contributions, that is where if someone personally donates money, then United Way doubles it.
Yeah.
If I'm
So
understanding
yep. So
correctly.
typically that's like a corporation through the
Okay.
United Way campaign giving, and then the companies typically match. But we are on the list, and some companies honor that, some companies don't. But to be knowledgeable about United Way contributions.
And then corporate matching is exactly what it sounds like, corporate matching, matching certain dollar amounts or supplies amounts. TCF benefit account. We have a benefit account at TCF, and so you can go ahead and deposit money at your local TCF now. Buffalo Wild Wings in Egan, we are Team C, and I believe it's 10%. We're not quite sure, but we're going with 10% of the money that you pay goes back to Simon Says Give. Volunteer. So the second Saturday, in our little Egan, well, both of our offices actually. We use both of them. Depends. We have volunteer just days that you can come in and sign up on our website. Birthday in a box drives, we do those at companies, or we also do them here at the office. And I believe we put that information up on the website and in our newsletters as well. Committee needs: marketing, volunteer communications, photos, etc. Just really any committee needs that you could come into the office and help us with. Phone calls. I have helped Milena personally just call the parents of the kids who are still looking for a backpack and school supplies, or they're looking to set up a birthday, and it's just so amazing to actually like have a conversation with them, and it's so amazing that you can volunteer to do that. I mean, I'm just speaking generally here. Most nonprofits probably won't let you do that. They'll probably be behind the scenes. But it's just super amazing that you can do that. And you can also write thank you notes and letters to the people who have wrote thank you notes to you already. And you can write thank you notes or thank you notes. And then last, making connections. Just help us build our community to a larger one.
Great. I was just saying if we had any questions. Just thank you.
Oh, Well, thank you. Am I supposed to read that too?
Sure.
Okay. Help us impact 2 million kids by 2022. Do you want this back? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you for listening in to our first town hall meeting. We hope it was informative. We just want to thank everybody who's donated, and we hope that you trust that we're out doing amazing things and making impact and turning a small donation into a large donation. So thank you. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Bye. Ow.